So we'll start. Hello, everybody. No, wait. Not yet. Very soon.
Okay.
How's everyone doing so far?
Are there two of them? No. See two links here. That's what I'm saying.
I don't see two links. Our quality of sound is really bad.
We can hear you fine.
We can hear you.
I can hear you.
Okay.
Do you mind if I take the headphones off and
Actually, Dan's getting his
this is work? Oh.
Why would you take that also?
So you can listen in on the.
Well, I'm going to go have my dinner. I went to one. Also, you're uncomfortable. Don't say anything until you need to say something. That's the easiest thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to start. We'll introduce ourselves first. And then if you guys have any questions about flights, money, anything, we are happy to answer. And you guys are welcome to stay on and ask questions as long as you want. Once you have your answers.
Hello.
Also, you'll see on the lower left corner of the screen, there's a mute symbol, and then you will won't have all those background noises. You can hear us more easily.
Yeah, I still have one.
Mm-hmm.
It's better in that I'm going to work. You know, the weekend, this past weekend, I was in bed in the dark.
Yeah.
But I'm, going to work. I just have a headache.
Can we mute it from here somehow?
I don't know.
Okay. So we'll first start with introducing ourselves. I am Dor, the Israel Fellow here at VT. Israel Fellow is a position. Yeah. We have like. Lieutenant Philip Brown, if you can maybe mute somehow, it doesn't let us.
Whatever, our audio is so poor. Maybe shut your computer here.
All right. I'm going to turn mine off.
Okay.
So as I said.
No.
Can we mute?
There.
Okay.
Awesome.
So as I said, I am Dor, the Israel Fellow here at VT. Just a few words about my position. It's I work as an emissary for the Jewish Agency, and they send me to different people like me to different campuses all over the world, mainly in North America. And we do the Israel programs at Hillel for the students, from birthright trips to weekly get-togethers, talking about what's going on in Israel, activities for Independence Day, different cultural and other stuff we do with students throughout the year, internships in the summer in Israel if they want, and different options. We're always here to connect between the Jewish people in Israel and abroad. So that's me.
All right.
Taryn.
My name's Taryn. I am from Atlanta, Georgia. I just started at Virginia Tech. This past year, I spent the year in Israel teaching English at an elementary school. So I love Israel. This is my first time staffing a trip, so very excited about that. So yeah, very excited to go back to Israel. Very excited for all of your children to go with us and have a good time. All right, so really we're here to answer any questions you might have. to try and make it so everyone's not talking over each other. Everyone stay muted, and then if you have a question, just unmute yourself, and then ask away and we will answer. All right? Great. All right, first question.
Hi, how are you all? This is Stacy Whittick. We're down in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering where we can find an itinerary of what's going to happen over the 10 days. We have gotten nothing from our student.
Yeah, so the itinerary actually hasn't been sent out yet. It should hopefully go out sometime this week. So your student will get an email basically with everything, the whole itinerary from the flight numbers to the flight back and everything in between. So that should be going out very soon.
But what we do have for now is a general idea that things might still change last minute. We're still working through it. Is the first weekend as we land will be in Jerusalem, and then we'll go to the old city, to the Western Wall, Basim, Har Herzl.
What's he drinking?
Sorry? You ask a question?
No.
No. So that's in Jerusalem. It's going to be throughout the Thursday as we land, the Friday day, and then Shabbat we're spending around Jerusalem. And then on the Sunday we'll be still over there. They're going to probably to Yad Vashem in Mount Herzl. And then Monday we're going to go to the Dead Sea area and spend some time also in the south. And then we're going to go to Tel Aviv. From there to the north, through Tzfat, Golan Heights, and the last Shabbat is going to be by the Kinneret, and we're flying back early Sunday morning. Our flight itinerary, actually, we can give you that. We know already. So as we all know, we're flying out of JFK at 6:15 p.m. on Wednesday, the 26th.
Yeah.
We have a layover with SN Brussels, and the flight number is SN 502. SN 502. We have a layover in Brussels, actually, of an hour and a half, and we're going to land in Israel at around 3 p.m. on the Thursday, Israel time. So we'll have the whole afternoon, actually, of Thursday, getting to know the local staff. We have, on the trip, we'll have about 6 soldiers who are joining us as participants in the trips. They're not part of the security. They're just regular soldiers who, as an idea to join an Israeli group in the same age group as our students, to be together and create some new friendships. So we'll have 6 Israeli soldiers who will be with us on the trip. They will probably be on civilian uniform, clothing. Only in ceremonies, I think, in Mount Herzl, they wear the uniform.
Yeah.
But on that, the whole trip, they're just on vacation with the students as regular participants. So we'll meet them on that Thursday, and will be with us for the whole 10 days. And the flight back will be also with Brussels Airlines, with SN flight number 3294, leaving Israel on the Sunday, the 6th, at 5:15 a.m. It's going to be a tough morning.
An early morning.
And a very early morning for the students, for all of us. I am flying back with them. Taryn is staying.
I'm staying in Israel. So if your student is staying, then we can coordinate with them, and I will make sure that they get to where they are going. So yeah, our flight leaves very early that last day, and then we land back in JFK at around 1:20 p.m. So when you're booking domestic travel, just make sure you have a little bit of wiggle room to still go through customs and passport control and everything like that for your student. All right, next question.
Yeah, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Oh, great. A couple questions, one from the student, one from me.
Yeah.
Thank you for going, first of all. I'm sure it'll be great. And second of all, my daughter's wondering how much logistics, how much money she should be bringing on this trip.
Yeah. So Birthright recommends for tip money $100, and that will be split between the bus driver and the tour guide. As for spending money, Birthright also recommends between $150 to $250. And then we exchange money in Israel because that's where you will be getting the best exchange rate. So Birthright handles all of that. We have someone meet us at the bus and we'll exchange money right then and there. Israel is like up to date and everything. They accept credit cards, debit cards. I will say that debit cards from just spending a year there, obviously internationally, there's a fee. Credit cards usually don't have one, but of course, if you need to draw money out of an ATM for more, then I would bring a debit card just because taking money off a credit card is not so good. That's what Birthright recommends. I pretty much...
You'd bring cash then, and then just exchange it when you get there?
Yes.
Bring cash. You can also just use you can use also we have ATMs in Israel as well, so you can withdraw money if you need some more. It's always good to have some cash just for emergency that you won't get stuck in some way. But you do need to keep it close to you and not lose it, especially if we go down in the old markets in the old city or something. They will try to bargain and take some more and make things cost much more than they're actually supposed to. So we always need to make sure that we'll take the student all that, of course, once we're there.
That's also why George speaks Hebrew, is to help.
Yeah. So they won't be fooled or tricked into buying nonsense. But it's always fun and just to walk around and see all the stuff in the old markets. But so we will for sure do that as well. Just be careful and be aware of your money where it is, and not to spend too much on unnecessary things.
Right. So if she brought her ATM card, there would be a fee to use that card there?
So just like in the States, when you go to a bank that you're not like associated with, there's like a $3 charge for getting cash out of the ATM, but it's not, as long as it's a debit card. Of course, if it's a credit card, then that's
a different thing,
all
right?
Different things, but a debit card, they might be like a $2 withdrawal fee or something similar to that.
Okay.
And also some ATMs, like in main banks, they can get to, they will actually be able to withdraw dollars. If they will withdraw shekels, the bank will also charge the fee for the exchange rate.
So it's better to do it in cash, is what you're saying?
It's good to have some cash, between 150 and 250.
Okay.
In exchange with us on the bus, we'll have a person at the airport with cash and have a good exchange rate. So they have shekels at hand. And then extra will be, if necessary, they can always use an ATM and withdraw.
Okay. And how many kids are sharing rooms there and in the hotels and whatever?
Yeah, so we haven't gotten our official, like how many people are in each hotel. Typically, it's 2 to 3.
Girls and boys separated?
Yeah, so there'll be girls' rooms and boys' rooms separated. But usually each hotel will either do 2 per room or 3 per room. We just don't know.
Do they choose their roommates or do you assign them? How does that work?
Yeah, so typically some people when they applied for our trip put in their like a roommate request. If they didn't, then they can always text Dora and I and just be like, hey, like the first time I want a room with whoever, which is fine. We have decided in order for everyone to meet everyone, every time we switch hotels, we're switching roommates.
Oh, that's great. That's great. Okay, good.
We wanted to do that just to make sure everyone met new people. And the students have been told that during both orientations multiple times, so they're also aware. But every time we move hotels, we will also be moving.
That's good. That way, you don't end up with probably as much, whatever, and cookies or whatever. That sounds good. And are they doing any camping?
No. We
Okay,
also tell the students if there's someone that they don't get along with, they can always tell us, and then we won't pair them up just to make
right,
sure.
right, if there's someone that doesn't work out. Okay, I think those are my questions. I'll click off so other people can talk. Thank you.
Thank you.
What time and on the 26th and where do they need to be in JFK?
So for the flight, they'll obviously be going from a domestic terminal to an international terminal. So they'll probably need to get their bags and then go to the international terminal. They'll meet, Dora and I will be standing in front of our terminal. I believe Brussels Airlines and JFK is Terminal 1. So they'll just go from their domestic flight to Terminal 1 after getting their luggage. They'll meet Dora and I, they'll check in, and then we basically, it's waiting for everyone to check in. They can go get some food during the food court and everything like that. Birthright just wants them to be at the airport and checked in early in case of like delays or flight cancellations, because it is December and it is New York.
It's Christmas morning.
It's the day after Christmas, so lots of different things at play. So Birthright just said 4 hours, and that should hopefully like create some wiggle room for people who either have delays or anything like that. Also, all the students have our numbers, so if they've never been to JFK before and aren't sure where to go, they just give us a call and we will help them make sure they get to the correct place and checked in.
We also have a gift for all the participants that we're going to give them at the
Airport,
which is a water bottle, this one. So they also need like a nice backpack so they can actually put it. We'll give it to them, and then somewhere they can actually put it and use it in the flight.
So they don't need to bring their own water
Yep.
bottles, because we will be providing them. They're very nice water bottles. So the participants also already know, and they are very excited for them. We are excited for them. So yeah.
Excuse me, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, hi, this is Stella Dashevsky, Vicky's mom. I have a few questions. The first one, I know the students supposed to pay for their lunch. You're providing like a breakfast in a hotel and a dinner. Do you think they will need to pay in shekels or in dollars? We try to figure out how much to exchange, you know, because.
Yeah. So Birthright pays for some lunches and some will be on the student's own. And it kind of depends where they go and how they decide to pay. If they're paying with cash, then most likely the place will only accept shekels. If they're paying with card, then they just use their credit card as they would back at home.
That's normal.
Yeah.
And another thing, how you arrange meeting with extended family? I know they will have some free time in Tel Aviv, and you know we have extended family what want to come, you know, during this free time to see Vicky. What is the best way to arrange it? Because will it be shown in itinerary? I try to figure out what to tell my, you know, nephews when will be the free time available.
So once the itinerary comes out and is given to students, it will say like times of where we are during specific times. So the day we're in Tel Aviv, it's like it's basically Tel Aviv your way. So like the students will like get into groups and they'll all like travel around Tel Aviv and see different parts depending on what interests them, which is very exciting. So during these times, like during lunches on their own, if you guys have friends or family that live in Israel, they are more than welcome to come to us. But the students can never leave the group to go somewhere by themselves. They always have to be with the group. So family can come visit us at the hotel or during lunch or anything like that, but participants are never allowed to leave and use public transportation out of the city or outside a specific area.
Yeah, I mean, my nephews, sorry, I'm getting too specific. Maybe we need to.
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
Separate conversation. They live, both of my nephews live in Israel. I mean, in Tel Aviv, I'm sorry, in Iraq. So I have been told that they will have like 1 or 2 hours to walk around. Can they still be in the area in the Tel Aviv, not taking her anywhere, but at least to spend time with her, or it's impossible?
Yeah, so we'll tell them that once we're there specifically, what are the border lines of where they can go, and there they can stay. And the best way is for Vicky to have their phone number, and then
Yeah.
we call them once we're there, and actually set up the meeting at
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I just would, don't want
Yeah.
to interrupt.
And also in the evening, it's the same thing. If it's during the day, we do have a lot of programs, even if it's walking around by ourselves through the city with a tour guide as well. We're just splitting up in 3 groups: the tour guide, Taryn, and I, and take smaller groups of students walking around in different places. They will never be by themselves totally, just smaller groups, not one big group. And so we'll be stick together. In the evening, they have a free night in Tel Aviv. Same goes for every night in the hotels in Jerusalem if we're there, and they can come by, or anywhere else. In the evenings, usually they have some free time. We do expect them, because we wake up very early every morning to get on the bus and start the trip. So you don't want the students to go.
Understandable completely.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
Hi, this is Suzanne Freeman, Jake's mom.
Hi.
Hi, quick question. Jake is a twin. His brother is at UVA and is going to be on the UVA trip.
Okay.
Same time. Wondering if they're going to connect the 2 groups.
So if one I remember, we have a connection in Jerusalem. We're doing the Shechianu together, the
Yeah.
first meeting with the UVA. So on the Friday, we're actually doing a program together with UVA. And also, I think the Havdalah on Saturday evening, we have together with several campuses, and probably we'll be there together as well. But we are in separate hotels. We won't be the same hotel. And for the rest of the trip, I'm not sure. I don't think we're ever going to meet.
Okay, no, that's great that they're going to see each other there. That's perfect. Thank you so much.
On the Friday, we'll be together.
Perfect, thanks.
I just want to say hi to Suzanne. I'm Alana's mom, Suzanne.
Hi. Hi. Yeah.
Hi.
Super excited for the kids.
Yeah, it's great.
Anything else? Yep.
This is Susan. Hi, I'm Beth's mom. How many people from Virginia Tech are going?
So Virginia Tech students, we have 36 students, and then we have a student from Radford going, a student from VMI going, and then some participants have some friends from outside schools going as well, but majority Virginia Tech.
Oh, terrific. And I was also wondering what size suitcase Beth should bring, because she said she's going to be off and on the bus, but I want to make sure she has enough stuff. So I have a nice wheeled suitcase, but it's kind of big. Is it difficult to, I don't know, what size do you think?
So, well, participants are allowed 1 checked bag up to 50 pounds, a carry-on suitcase, and then a personal item, a backpack, a purse, whatever they decide. Really, what we say is, as long as they can pick it up and like put it on the bus, of course, like where the suitcases go is underneath, so it's not like reaching up over their heads. But
they want to carry it from the bus to their rooms and back, so they need to be able to walk around it. Sometimes there might be some stairs in the hotel, or because it's not always just like a nice, a fancy 5-star hotel. It might be like a youth hostel or stuff like that.
Okay.
Some staircases need to walk up with the suitcases, and they will have to be able to carry them.
Okay, so I'm thinking she's not going to drag, even if it's got wheels, she's not going to drag a real big one. Okay.
And also, we do ask for them to have small backpacks anyway, because we do have some hikes up to the Masada, and they need something to be able to put like a water bottle and a hat and a sweatshirt with them. So they will need
sure.
a backpack.
Sure, that could be her like a personal item on the plane. And do a lot of places there take credit cards, or do you pretty much pay for things in cash? Like a lunch, for example, would you Would you use a credit card for lunch or?
So most places accept credit cards. The thing in Israel to know also is that they don't split checks, which is also something just to know. So you can pay in credit with like a credit card, and it's accepted very easily.
Although, again, if you pay with American credit card, they will have to pay the exchange fee for shekels, unless they have shekels in their account.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So it's sounding, and especially if they don't split checks or whatever, it's sounding like cash is the way to go for.
Cash is easiest.
And that's the $250 is what they recommend to bring, right? So that's including for the lunches and everything.
Yeah.
Okay. And if there was some fabulous souvenir, she could always get that with a credit card. Okay. Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Of course. Anything else?
Hello?
Hey.
Oh, good. Okay. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. I'm Lisa Matthews' mom.
Hi.
I just have a question about the weather. Can you comment about what we should expect weather-wise?
Yeah.
And how much heavy jacket, whether they need a heavy jacket or just sweatshirts, that kind of thing.
So, fun fact about Israel, that not many knows, that Tel Aviv and London have the same amount of rainfall yearly. The difference is that London falls everything throughout the whole year, and Tel Aviv in 2 months, or 2 or 3 months. It's about 400 to 500 millimeters rain a year. So it might be rainy. We had a few very strong storms already in Israel, and a lot of floods as well. So raincoat they should bring with them. But alongside those rainy days, we also might have some very hot days as well. So it's very, very variant. There's no need for like a big coat, like a winter coat. It probably won't go down below freezing.
Or close.
Huh?
Or close to freezing.
Or close to it either.
Okay. Not like Plattsburgh.
Yeah. So it should be fine. Just a raincoat and a sweatshirt for the cold, like a fleece or something. Some long pants as well, and some closed shoes for Jerusalem, because Jerusalem in the evening might be very cold even and windy. But other than that, should be fine. Don't forget also swim suits, because we're going to the Dead Sea, and it will be able to swim there even in the winter. It might be cold or it might be good. Yeah.
Yeah, there's no need for a big puffy to your knees coat, anything like that. I would tell everyone to bring layers, bring a sweatshirt, wear long sleeves, but also bring short sleeves, because the weather from the north of Israel and the south of Israel is very different. So also it's okay to rewear clothes because it's 10 days, like it's fine. But yeah, I would definitely say to bring stuff that is easily layered, but there's no need for like a goose down coat or anything like that.
Shoes or sneakers, okay?
Yep.
Sneakers, okay. We also have two outdoor activities. One is sandboarding in the desert, which is like snowboards, but only on sand dunes. So, and the second one will be an jeep ride, like an off-road jeep ride. So they might will need also clothes that can actually get dirty a bit and wear out. It could be shorts, it could be a training or whatever they want. But don't only bring fancy clothes. You have to have comfortable clothes. They need some nice clothes as well. Also, no high heels or anything. If they want, they can, but I won't recommend it.
I don't think he's gonna do that.
No, not here. Just talking about everybody else. Or anything fancy. There's no need for a 3-part suit with a tie and everything.
Israel's very casual.
So just sneakers. As far as shoes, he doesn't need any. He'd be let into everywhere with just sneakers, or does he need something fancier than?
No.
Sneakers is fine. I would also suggest everyone bring water shoes because we will be going into the Dead Sea, and the bottom of the sea has like lots of salt crystals, so just protecting your feet. And chacos are fine. They don't have to be like closed-toed water shoes or anything like that.
I walk barefoot, but yeah, it's okay. Yeah, and as we said also for Shabbat, if they want like a nice button shirt, you can bring with them, but also it's not necessary. Whatever they feel comfortable, it's very
casual.
Very casual.
Thank you.
Of course.
Hi, I'm Lita, Ben's mom.
Hi.
Hi. I was wondering, do they have the option of doing a bar mitzvah at the Western Wall?
Is that at the Western?
I don't think it's in Shabbat in Jerusalem. I think we're doing it.
Yeah, it will be in Jerusalem. I'm not sure if it will be at the wall, but we do have a very special bar and bat mitzvah for everyone who either wants to have the experience again or has never had the experience before. It will be with our whole group. It's very special, and so I'm not necessarily sure if it will be at the wall, but it will be in Jerusalem, which in itself is very cool.
Okay. And what are the options for extending the trip? And are you staying on an extension or?
So there's something called Birthright Plus, which is an extension program through Birthright. So I think there's like 5 different options, and normally they're 4 to 5 days each. And basically, if you decide to do Birthright Plus, the deposit that was put down for the trip is basically used for the Birthright Plus thing. And they do all different ones. They go up north, they go to a lot, it's all different ones. So you can go that route or extend by themselves. So if you have family or friends and they want to stay with them, then you wouldn't necessarily do the Birthright Plus extension part. You would just do it on your own, and you would go through the travel website and just get everything that. And there might be a small like ticket change fee. But besides that, those are the really 2 options for extension. I can put the website for the website to extend in the chat box. That way everyone has it.
And they can extend. Sorry?
Do you know if any other students are extending that are on this trip for the plus?
I don't have which one they're doing, but I know we have a few students extending. I just don't know if they're doing Birthright Plus or on their own.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let me get the vote.
And they also have a time to extend even during the trip itself. So if they make friends with the soldiers, for example, they have made new friends and they want to extend, or other students from the group, they have time to extend also throughout the trip itself. There's no deadline before the trip or anything like that. We just added to the chat window, if you want to open it, the link to the extension. Anything else? Okay.
Any other questions?
It looks like on the chat, somebody asked, what about places for passports to be kept? Do you see that?
Yes,
yeah, I
see
it.
Yeah. Each hotel has a safe that participants can use. It's really up to them if they are good at keeping track of their stuff and like know exactly where their passport is in their suitcase and it's hidden from other people, but they know where it is. That's fine. If they want to keep it in their backpack so it's on them all the time, fine. If they want to put it in the safe in the hotel room, also fine. It's really up to them, and they know themselves better than anyone else. So However, they will keep track of it as best, but they will need it to get home. So
From what I know from trips, from previous trips I heard of at least, most cases they won't be stolen probably, but they will be forgotten somewhere. Even if it's on the plane itself, sometimes students put their passport in the pocket in the front seat in front of them, and then they get off the plane and they leave it there, and then they go to security and they don't have their passports. That's a big mess. So we will also tell the students, but also if you can also tell your kids as well to remember to keep their passports, especially while on the plane, on them at all times, and don't forget them on the plane. And if they throughout the trip itself will be somewhere secure in their backpack, very small chances of that be stolen. But it's always good to know where they are and not forget them. The thing is with safe is sometimes they put it in a safe and we stay in the same hotel for 2 days and they forget it there. And then we leave the hotel and they left the passports in the safe. And so you always need to be able to remember exactly where it is. And we will remind them throughout the trip to make sure every time we move to a different hotel that they have everything with them. But it's important for them to know that as well from your side.
also we have, do international debit cards work in Israel?
I don't know. I actually don't know. Credit cards do, and debit cards. In Israel, we just have Visa. We don't have debit and credit. It's very different. But we can check and we will tell the students.
I would also say the best thing to do is call the debit card, credit card company and check with them first. And even if you're not checking someone, at least letting them know that the card is traveling internationally, just so they're aware. So there's no your card was used in Israel, fraud. So just to make sure, just call the company very fast and be like, I'm going international. Most of the companies also do it online. And they can also answer if it works there, because I never had an international debit card, so I'm not entirely sure of the process if it works or not. But the company will definitely know. All right.
About the tip, we will collect the tip money as we land in Israel. From us, they won't have to carry it, and we keep it for ourselves for a safe space. So
and someone will come collect it and make sure it's given to the tour guide and bus driver.
Yeah.
So yeah, they will not be carrying the tip money during the whole trip. It's the flight to Israel, and then it's collected from them. Let's see.
Exchange money, we give them one opportunity at the airport. They can find exchange places in their free time in Tel Aviv or Jerusalem. They can go exchange at the time periods we will give them. But it should be okay. We will recommend to exchange what they have, the 150 to 250 in the beginning and not during. Cell phone service, we told the students that we have a program to get an Israeli number.
So you can buy a SIM card. I will post the link in the chat box as well for you guys. It's very easy to do online. And when we land in Israel, they'll have a table at the airport. The student will give them their name and they'll already have the SIM card waiting for them. They also will, once they sign up, they will automatically get their Israeli number, so you guys can have it, other family and friends can have it, and that's before they even put the SIM card in. Yeah. It's very easy. I will put the link to sign up for that if you guys would like. All right, lots of questions.
Wi-Fi in hotels, I assume some will, and maybe if we were in a few, all will.
They'll all have Wi-Fi.
Some even in the buses they have Wi-Fi as well, so we need to see what bus do we have.
Yeah, some of the buses will have Wi-Fi. Service in Israel is pretty good. So
even in the desert.
Yeah. So all the hotels will have Wi-Fi. We're not sure if our bus will or not, but your student will definitely tell you if there is.
What's Discover CC?
Credit card.
Okay.
Discover credit card should work in Israel just like any credit card. In Israel, they just call them all visas. So don't worry about that.
We also have American Express and stuff like that as well.
Yeah. Do they need to bring their medical insurance card? I would have it on them just in case. If it stays in their wallet the whole trip, fine, but as just in case, then they have it. So it does no harm to have it. I would bring it. I'm bringing mine because it just makes me feel better. But it's up to them, of course. If you do have an iPhone, you can download WhatsApp or FaceTime, and both of those work over Wi-Fi, and it's also a very good way to stay in contact while in Israel because it works internationally and is very easy to use. If you want to call your phone company and just see what kind of international plan they offer, sometimes it's $10 a day for something, and some phone companies already have it covered.
And the phone plans in Israel are pretty cheap, much cheaper than Israel than the US. So we would recommend doing an Israeli one.
And will they have an opportunity to exchange their money back at the end of the trip? Yes. Once they get to the airport, there'll be like a little stand, and they can exchange their money back into dollars. Okay, so for tip money, each participant, it's recommended that they bring $100, and that will be split between the bus driver and the tour guide. So $100. Does the cell phone need to be unlocked to use? Yes, the cell phone does need to be unlocked to have the Israeli SIM in it. Yes. Will there be info
The exchange rate.
I'm not sure if there'll be specific information. I know it is one of those things that changes depending on what's going on. So the person that meets us for the birthright trip is someone that like birthright uses because they have the best exchange rate, because they want people to use as much money as possible. So they definitely don't want to take it before and have this huge fee and then have all those other issues. So the person that birthright brings is the person that has the best exchange rate for shekels to dollars, dollars to shekels, dollars to shekels. All right. Any other questions?
How much time do we have for the session?
I don't know.
It works.
Okay. So, yes, the sim link. I will send the sim link. Doing laundry, I don't think many of the hotels have laundry. So like a lot of the things they might have to rewear and stuff like that. It's not bad. Most of the stuff, I mean, the days where you hike in, like sometimes it will get a little gross and stuff, but bring air freshener, something, and just spray the clothes afterwards, and it will be fine. Everyone, it will be fine. Hold on, I'm posting the link for the SIM card now. And also, for the SIM card, when you go onto the website, it will ask for, I think it asks for like the trip dates and then the trip. The Virginia Tech trip is all the way at the bottom, so just go all the way down, and it's the very last one. Just click that, and it will bring you to another page, and it will say, I think for 10 days for a SIM card, I think it's like $35. I'm not exactly sure how much, but I think it's around there for the 10 days. And it includes all different things. It says on the website. I don't remember from the top of my head, though. All right. Did we answer everything? I want to make sure.
Yes.
All right. Also, I will type in Door's Israeli phone number for the trip, my Israeli phone number that I will have, and then Grant, who's our assistant director, who will be here in the States. So if there's any type of emergency and you need to get in contact with us or your student, you can always call Grant and he will make sure we get the message. So let me type those in very fast for you guys, just so you have them. And also for when you're calling or texting Israeli phone numbers, it's plus 972 and then the number 972
505 901 931.
So that's Doors. This is mine.
559 886 1918 886
I'm so bad at this. Okay, that's mine, and then this is Grant's US number.
860 869 6379.
All right, so those are all of the contact details for you guys. If you need us, have a message or anything like that.
Right.
Any other questions? Repeat the airline and terminal at JFK. So the airline we're using is Brussels Airline, and the terminal for the international departure is Terminal 1. And if you guys have any questions in the email about this question and answer session, it has our emails. If you need something, have a question that you didn't think of right now, just shoot us a quick email and we'll be happy to answer. Any other questions? 3294.
Thank you, all of you.
Thank you.
And
have a good night.
Yep.
And we'll see
your kids.
Everyone on the 26th.
Yeah.
How early should we get to the airport? So Birthright recommends 4 hours before the flight out of JFK. So our flight is at 6, so that would be at recommended landing there at around 2. Yeah, thank you. It will be a great trip. We're very excited.
Okay, bye-bye, everybody.
All right, bye.